The next disorder we're going to look at, this is the second personality disorder, behavioral disorder. The next one we're going to look at is simple. We've all heard of it, and that's jealousy. If you're in a relationship with a jealous person, no matter what type of relationship, chances are it is toxic or it will head that way. We all have little jealous tendencies from time to time, and God knew we would. That's how come in the Ten Commandments He gave us the command not to envy others, not to desire what they have to the point it causes us to have bad attitude, bad feelings. And sometimes jealousy becomes possessive and endangering of those who are the subject of the jealousy. So how do you know if it's a toxic type of jealousy? And in this situation, you need to get out. You just have to go, because it can get dangerous. If they're keeping tabs on you 24/7. Now, I'm not talking about a spouse or a friend who just calls to check on you and see what you're up to. I'll go out shopping with my kids. Well, I don't go too much with them anymore other than the baby, because they're all grown and married. But I can remember having all four of them out, and my nephew and whoever else's babies were with me, and we'd be out late shopping and going out to eat, and my husband would call and check every time that we were going out late where we were. He just wanted to know we were okay, and he just wanted us to get home and spend time with him before he had to go to work. But he never begrudged us that outing, that type of experience, because it was fun for us. We enjoyed it. And he had to work, and he also pastored a church at that time, and now he works and is involved in the volunteer fire department, so he don't have a lot of time, and honestly, he don't want to go shopping with me. He hates shopping. So he allows me that. But I've got friends that, I'm talking like literally every 30 minutes to an hour, their spouse is calling to check on them, wanting to know where they're at, and if someone comes up and says, "Oh, I saw your husband talking to so-and-so," or "I saw your girlfriend talking to this guy," they get so jealous. And the person who's telling the story is not trying to start trouble. They're just saying, "Hey, I saw them today. They were talking to Jim Bob or Sally or, Georgie, whoever." But your partner gets so jealous that they can't see straight. They're constantly questioning you and getting angry, and then they start accusing you of having an affair or having another best friend or just being out to hurt them. That is toxic. That is dangerous. You need to get rid of them. And when I say get rid of them, I mean leave the relationship. Don't anybody take that to the extreme. If they're continually grilling you, my kids, my girls, two of my girls, Nikki and Tori, there's this little YouTube video thing they watch sometimes, and we didn't know what they were talking about at first till Tori showed me the other day the video. But it's these two guys in a car, and the one guy is telling his friend what it's like to have a girlfriend who's questioning everything he does and going through his cell phone and checking his mail. And I think the name of the song is Asking All Them Questions. And they sing this funny little parody about, these women who grill you and never let you have any space and always think that you're cheating on them. And although it's a comical video, that situation in reality can be very unhealthy. If they grill you right down to what you ate for lunch and why you ate that and who you spoke to while you was there and did you make eye contact with the cashier, whatever it is, if they grill you nonstop, that is unhealthy. Also, I'll point out too, those who grill you like that and don't trust you, most of the time it's because they're guilty of it themselves, so they automatically assume you're doing it, or they've had thoughts about being involved in another relationship or hanging out with other friends more. And there's nothing wrong with hanging out with other friends. We'll talk about that later too. But because that can get unhealthy when you start bringing more friends in, and the older friends get jealous. But this particular topic we're talking about is they're so jealous they don't want you to have another friend, and they're going to make you miserable if you do. If this is usually a sign of a greater problem. This type of jealousy is a sign of a greater problem. I'm sure most of y'all, if you haven't seen it, you've heard and know about enough about the movie called Sleeping with the Enemy with Julia Roberts. And her husband was so possessive and so jealous that he horribly abused her, and she had to change her identity and escape and get out of that situation. He still just moving on with his life. He tracked her down, found her, tried to kill her. That is just a movie, and it may just seem like, a form of entertainment, but those are real life instances. Stuff like that really happens. So if you are, girls, if you're getting into a relationship, same way with boys. You've got a new girlfriend, she starts showing signs of extreme jealousy, get out. Don't marry them. Get out of the relationship and move on. So you have insecurity that leads to major control issues, that leads to abuse. And it's time to break off the friendship, and it's time to break off even sometimes a marriage. And I know as a Baptist you're never supposed to say the word divorce, but let me open this can of worms. I advocate divorce sometimes. I guess that makes me not a very good Baptist, or a very good preacher's wife for that matter. But that's for another video, and trust me, I'm going to hit that one too. And let me go ahead and point out number 3 of personality disorders that kind of come in with jealousy, and that's exclusive friendships. And I kind of, made mention of that. When we moved to our second pastorate, it kind of shocked me. I wasn't used to this. I was always raised that if you're friends with someone and you love them for life. If there's a dangerous situation like we're talking about with the toxic friendships, you break off the relationship, you explain to them why, but you keep loving them and praying for them. And if there's ever a chance to restore and heal that relationship, you jump on it. However, what I'm talking about is the type you'll be friends with somebody for a few years, and man, you're inseparable and you're having fun. Then someone new comes into the relationship, and let's say you got Sally, Jerry, and Lisa. Well, Sally gets mad because Lisa's coming to the relationship, and she and Jerry are now getting along. So instead of making friends with Lisa too, she ditches Jerry and wants to go off on her own. Or it can be vice versa. Jerry don't have time for Sally anymore because Lisa's her new best friend. So they totally do everything together, kick Sally to the curb, and those are exclusive relationships. You can only have 1 or 2 friends at the time, and if someone new comes into the picture, someone else has got to go. That's unhealthy. That is not faithfulness, which is a godly attribute. Like I said, I'm going to drop biblical little tidbits through here. That's not, it's not faithful, it's not loyal, it's not loving, it's not patient. We can list the fruits of the Spirit, and those kind of relationships go against just about every fruit of the Spirit. And we'll talk about the fruits of the Spirit some later too. So anyway, we've hit passive aggressive behaviors, jealousy, and exclusive friendships. All 3 of those are toxic. Go ahead and start taking note of your life. Write down notes. Write down the details of what's going on if you feel like you're in some stressful situations, and see what steps you need to take to remedy that or get out. Please feel free to comment and ask me questions. TheRockMinistries.com, I believe. I'll put on this video, I'll put my website on there, so if you go on there and ask questions, you leave me some email if you'd rather me answer you privately. But like the videos, leave comments, let me know what questions you have, and I will go to God's Word and to my counseling books, and even ask some other professionals, anonymously of course, and see if we can't get you some answers. Thanks.